Well, hello again all, and welcome to the latest Sunday night short. I'm entirely uncertain as to what number we're actually up to. Not done anything this week really that's suitable to put in the video. I've been doing some work on the enclosure for the new compressor, playing around with a few things. Mostly I've been playing with the 3D printer at work is the interesting stuff this week, but that's kind of software, looking at different slicing packages and so on. Forgot to mention in last Sunday's episode, I had an envelope arrive from Tifton, Georgia. And this is my prize for identifying the strange attachment that Keith Rucker had featured in his video. And I have one of Keith's rather nice vintage machinery stickers as my little prize. As soon as I saw the attachment, I was pretty sure of what it was. The clue for me was the little arbor with the spacers was clearly, you know, an arbor for holding a cutter, and being a narrow cutter it was likely to be something like a gear cutter, and that just triggered something at the back of my mind that I'd seen such an attachment in a book, on a website. Started searching around, you know, doing a bit of Google foo with various descriptive terms of, you know, lathe gear cutting attachment, lathe universal cutter head, whatever, and with an image search, and that popped up an image of Tony Griffith's lathes.co.uk website, which is an excellent resource when you're trying to identify machine tools, and lo and behold, there was the exact attachment for a Seneca Falls lathe. So I was able to provide reference pictures and and everything. Had some tooling turn up this week. Just one little item, and I've got a few items for trade, which I'll show you. They're duplicates or stuff I've upgraded, and this little bit of ironwork I'm leaning on is a bit of uni-strut that was left behind by a contractor at work, and I tidied it up helpfully. And what I want to do with this is I've got a couple of these little electric winches that I got very cheap, and I want to make a little carriage. And I know you can buy little bearing trucks to go in these channels, but I'm not sure they're quite what I want to go with the winch, so I may end up having to make one. And I want to get the winch mounted on the channel, and that's going to go up into the roof of the workshop, because I've got a lot of bike stuff and other bits and pieces stored up there, and some of the boxes are fairly heavy and certainly beyond what's safe to be trying to get up there on your own on a step ladder, and just being able to winch them up and slide them along to their little storage bay would be ever so helpful. So if we get that going, obviously be a video for that. So we'll get set up on the other camera, and I'll show you some of the little bits and pieces. Okay, the first item I've got here for trade, if anybody's interested, is, as it says, a set of telescoping gauges. These are Kennedy gauges, and I got them through Cromwell Tools good few years ago, and you know, they've had occasional use, not a vast amount. Some may not have been used at all, depending on the size. But I've got a nice set of Mitutoyo ones now, so these are up for grabs if you've got something interesting. I also have, and I'm kind of in two minds about this one, but it's sitting around not being used. But I have a surface plate that I got in fairly poor condition, and it's been, I've scraped this into usable condition. I make no claims for any kind of grade on it, but it was quite badly dished in the middle, and it's now usable for general purposes. You know, certainly marking out kind of stuff. Obviously comes with a wooden cover, which has my name on the inside because I had this at work for a number of years. And let's leave that where it was. This is what I bought this week. Was a set of blacksmith drills. You know, meant to be high-speed steel. They look okay. They're kind of get you out of trouble items when you want a bigger hole. And for, I think, £22 delivered. I'm not expecting miracles from them. They claim to be high-speed steel, but there's high-speed steel and there's high-speed steel, so when it comes to actually drilling holes with them, we'll see how they perform. But you know, not a whole lot of money, and if they perform even tolerably well, they're worth the money. Well, this is a Turfer 1500 weight rating. I haven't got any cable to go with it, and the handle's missing, but I believe it doesn't appear to have seen a great deal of use. They usually, the ones I've seen, are much more beaten up than it. I've also got this 3 foot by 2 foot surface plate, which I acquired in a deal with some other tools, and you know, I was going to build a stand for it and use it as working surface if nothing else, but of course it's parked under my 3 foot by 8 foot surface plate, which kind of makes the the 3 foot by 2 foot little one redundant. So that's also another item that I'll trade. Pick up only. Certainly not going to ship it overseas. And I also have these fluorescent light fittings. They're going to be about a 5 footer, and these are either 50s or 60s, so they're made out of real metal, not the tin foil that the modern ones are. They were doing good service in here, and I've got tubes and probably spare tubes until I upgraded to the LED lighting. And you know, not necessarily looking really for anything for these or a trade. I've got 4 slightly newer ones which may go up into the roof of the workshop to because there's some big 6 foot, or I know 8 foot T12s up there, really ancient. One of which has cracked out on me. that illuminate the storage space. I'll put them the couple of the 5-footers up there for the storage area. But it seems a shame to send these off to landfill. That they wouldn't get landfilled, they'd go into the recycling skip. So if anybody needs to light a workshop, let me know.